Let's do it.
Good morning, everyone. I am with Abby Sugar, who I'm excited to call my friend. We met just recently, had this amazing conversation, and decided, well, we should share it with everybody. Why not? Abby Sugar is the founder and CEO of Playout Apparel. We're going to talk all about what Playout Apparel is. It's amazing. It's retail, e-commerce, social good enterprise that offers gender equal apparel to help Gen Z shop and express their authentic self. Every single one of those words lives in my heart and my passion. And anytime I can talk to someone, bring someone onto this platform or any of my platforms to be able to talk about that and move that dial, I'm excited about that. And so, Abby, I really want to, and I love, we were talking before we went on about everything going on behind you. So I'm not going to bore everyone with, a written bio. Who is Abby Sugar? How did Play Out Apparel begin? Twofold question.
I know, right? But it's funny, I think that we can also tell everyone a little bit about how we met as well, because I'm in New York City. I'm based in New York. I like to joke that the New York artists' uniform is my favorite thing, black leather.
I know. I added a little color today, but look, the Midwest uniform is black.
Yes. But I did grow up in Michigan, in Ann Arbor. And so we're connected through mutual family friends and all of that, which is really exciting.
Okay, well, we can say her name. We say it a lot here.
Go for it.
We met because I got one of my wonderful emails, and it said, "Hey, Abby, meet This is Linda Schlesinger. Meet Sari," because we adore her. And
Yes.
And of course, when Linda does that, I sort of drop everything, pick up the phone, pick up an email, and say, "Hi, Abby. Let's meet."
And Linda's a rock star. And if we're talking about, fashion space, here we are. That's what Playout is. We really are community driven, though. And so what's really important to us is it's not just about the clothes, it's about how you show up in the world. And for us, my co-founder and I are part of the LGBTQ plus community, the queer fashion community. And, clothes are how you express yourself, and you want to celebrate who you are and show yourself to the world instead of being, first of all, sort of forced into boxes, men's or women's. It's a piece of fabric, right?
Yeah.
And so we just want to, connect with people about that. And we also, what does Playout do? So we sell direct to consumer on our website, playoutapparel.com. And then we also have a lot of our community exists, of course, on the social media channels. So on TikTok and Instagram, we, just like you do, Sari, I mean, we have conversations with members of our community about really important topics to them. So last week, because what day of the week is it?
I know. When we start, it is actually Thursday, and sometimes I have to get up and remind myself we've made it closer to the end of another
Thursday,
week, but I know
so on Tuesday, we hosted some really amazing queer BIPOC artists and performers on our Instagram, just celebrating, our community. So definitely doing things like that in addition to our art and our clothes.
So one of the reasons, and you and I have talked about this, my very dear and good friend, Rob Smith, started with the Fluid Project and really educated me about gender free clothing. And I loved it because I worked with other nonprofits, with the trans community and LGBTQ community. And, what I said at the beginning is giving voice, because as a parent, and I don't have a child that is LGBTQ. But my fear and my feeling is that parents, kids, they need to be living authentically. And we put people in boxes. And as someone in public relations, I wanted to always be able to have space and communication. And kids sitting in a classroom, not wearing clothes that felt right to them. Like, here, be a boy, here, be a girl.
Yep.
Wear the underwear that, mom brought home from Target. Wear the shirt, and Rob knows this. I wear it all the time. He has a shirt. I tell him I want a commission on it. It says, you do you.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and it's just become, what I believe in. And I began talking to you, and it's so important that everybody do you,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
and if you're raising a child and they're living in this world that doesn't make sense, and then you put them in clothing,
Yep.
so their inner self doesn't feel good, and then the shell,
Yep.
and so you have really found a way from the bare bones of their body to say, that's how I look at it, from the core, to say,
Yes.
and to say, like, look, gender equal, like, here,
Yeah.
here's a pair of underwear.
Yeah. And for us, what that also means is like, there's no girls or boys, men's or women's sections of our website, which is actually a really interesting experience because that's who we are. So we say shop by style, not by gender. And it's really interesting because on some of our just advertising, for example, we'll get people commenting saying, I'm so excited to find you guys. And then I went to your website, and the automatic first thing that I did when I go shopping is look for the men's or women's section. Even people that need what we're doing, that want what we're doing, but society has conditioned us so much that, and that you have to go shop by, this gender or that gender, right?
Yes.
And there's subliminal allocation by what types of colors are available for gender, right? Like, I don't want pink sneakers. I've never wanted pink sneakers. The colors for women's running shoes. Why does it have to be pink and purple? Like, can I just buy blue and black sneakers?
Well, look, I mean, I had a little girl her entire life. She is a girl. I couldn't force her in pink and purple if I tried,
Yeah,
I mean, she was my kid. She didn't want pink and purple.
So for us, what that looks like is any solid color. We have evergreen solid colored underwear. So if you want to buy black, you can always buy black. If you want to buy blue, you can always buy blue. But we do specialize in prints, which is what you and I were talking about earlier, which is this big board of art supplies. These are acrylic paints and tools, because all of our prints start out as limited edition.
I wanna exactly ask you that. So there's my question, and you're going there.
Well, so they start out as painting,
tell us the process.
And then they become printed to sample the fabric, and then they end up as clothes. And this is all painted and designed. The clothes and the paintings are done by my co-founder, E. And the point of it, though, is that all of these prints, everything is available equally across styles. So anatomically or comfort wise, whatever you want to wear, if you need a certain style in a certain construction, because underwear, for example, right? We do athleisure, we do workout leggings actually, and that type of thing. If you need them in a certain style, you're more comfortable wearing that style, buy it in that style. We have pouch front versions, and actually I have this with me. This is so funny. I hope you laugh, Sari. Here's our pouch front leggings. And then we also have flat stitch front in exactly the same colors. We're not saying if you buy this, you have to buy it in black. And if you buy this, you have to buy it in pink.
Right.
Right. So all the prints and all the colors are available equally gender equal.
Right. And I love that because we're not a box.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if, and I want people to know that you can shop your site because you like your site too. And
Totally. Yeah.
I want to make that clear because you're showing me that and I'm loving it,
Yep.
by the way. And when you shop your site, you also support. What am I supporting? Because I think it's important.
Yeah, so we identify as a social good enterprise, which means that we partner with nonprofits for the special editions of things and for our community. And we're committed to donating 20% of net profits to LGBTQ plus and Black Lives Matter initiatives.
And so I like your clothes. I want to support your business. And I think that's really important as we try to be good humans. And that was one of the, when I met you, that was, where I was coming from, and giving voice to, Play Out Apparel. And, I love what you're doing. And I want people to go to playoutapparel.com. You can join the mailing list. You'll get emails. Yes, you'll get one more email. And what I like to say about getting one more email is read it, don't read it, delete it, open it at your,
Yep.
I wake up every morning to, I want to say maybe 120 emails. I go through, I look really quick and I delete them all, or I open what I want. It's not that hard, people. It's just an email. And, and because I always hear people go, oh, I don't want one more email. I'm like,
yeah.
you know what?
Yeah.
So
they can also follow us on the socials, right?
Mhm.
So we're really active on Instagram at PlayOutNYC, on Twitter at PlayOutNYC. We are Playout Apparel on Facebook and TikTok, and Pinterest. If people like Pinterest, it's really
you're on all the socials.
all the socials.
How is I just have a couple. How has the pandemic sort of hit you as a business?
Yeah. So when it first happened, it was really nerve-wracking, right? And I think that as it's gone on, unfortunately, we've all adjusted to it going on for so long.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, it was really scary because I've actually been talking about this recently. Like if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, for example, right? And a lot of people lost their jobs, or they were in the service industry or the restaurant industry at the very beginning of the pandemic, and now it's ongoing. And if people can't afford, medical care, or they can't afford to pay their rent, for example, right? What role do I have as a business person selling apparel, right? In this new landscape? My parents are both doctors. A lot of my friends and family are doctors or nurses, and they're saving lives, So what is our role? But really it comes down to our mission and our values. So we're not just selling clothes, we're supporting each other. We're supporting our community. So it was really just mentally and emotionally hard at the beginning, and it still is, but we're all adjusting. And if we can support our community, if we can support the arts in the queer community, then that's what we're going to do,
Well, and I think that's really important that you bring that up, because I think that behind the selling of the apparel and the e-commerce part, you have a greater mission. Absolutely. and that is the community and the giving back. And I think that when you began, it was in part about the creativity of the clothes and the need, but it came also with that mission. And that's the beautiful part about Play Out Apparel. My last question really is, what's, when you dream and you dream big, what does that look like for Play Out Apparel?
Oh, absolutely. That looks like, really growing in our mission. We are a small startup right now. So we're out raising growth investment at the moment. But the goal is to be like gender equal, Gen Z, Lululemon, like to grow
Yeah.
into.
Do you hear that? I like to say that I try and be a little bit of a development queen when I get startup. So anybody listening,
Call me,
call Abby.
email me. I would love to talk to any and everyone.
I say send a smoke signal.
Yes,
Anything.
yes. Contact Sari. She'll forward it to me.
Yes. No, I mean, it's so important because that is how, truly, this is how businesses grow and, crawling, walking, running. And you
And
have
I appreciate you and that approach so much. I mean, creating these connections and having these conversations is so important.
Yeah,
Period.
I tell people all the time, I enjoy these few minutes when I do this because one, selfishly, I get to meet new people and people have amazing stories. I've met so many people who are doing amazing things. Like
Yep.
it's unbelievable. And I love that Linda, connected us, and I know that we'll stay connected. I say every day, when am I going to New York? I think it's getting closer. My
Yes.
daughter would like it today, but I think it's getting closer. So, I know I'll see you when I get there.
Absolutely. Yes.
I think it's in the next 30, 60 days.
Amazing. That's awesome.
I miss New York. I had someone text me this morning and she was funny. She goes, "What's your favorite restaurant?" I go, "You mean in Detroit?" And she said, "Well, I guess." I go, "No, my favorite restaurants are in New York."
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Detroit. I mean, I love Detroit restaurants. It's not bad. It's just my favorite restaurants are in New York.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I don't know. It's terrible. I love New York. So, my husband knows that we always joke he's going to retire somewhere warm, and I'm retiring to New York.
Hilarious.
So,
yeah.
we joke about it all the time, and he's like, "I am not retiring to New York," and I'm like, "Well, then we better get to work because we're going to need two places."
So funny.
So I love this time. I'm going to for sure have you back because we're going to talk about more things. Oh, you know what? Hold up that other piece that
the ones that yes.
So I was obsessing, by the way, people, how I love to shop online.
Yep.
This is how I shop online.
But this beautiful one you can get. This is a really super soft vest, and then it matches the workout leggings that I was showing earlier. So all of our stuff has very special limited edition prints.
I know that on a daily basis, my wonderful Pilates friend often watches. So she's about to know that I'll be wearing that.
Totally.
to Pilates. So I know she's probably watching and going, she's going to wear that to Pilates, isn't she? And I'm like, yeah, I will be. So I love that. I love that, LGBTQ plus community, this is your gender-free space, but I got to tell you, I'm wearing this. I mean,
exactly. Everyone should wear it. Like these are, and that's also being number one, clothes are clothes. You don't have to be LGBTQ plus to feel comfortable and excited about the clothes you wear. And number two, that's also being an ally. Like when you support queer businesses with your dollars, you are an ally.
And I think that's really important. And I want people to really sort of get that ingrained in their mind. Like I shop women's. That's
shop all of it. You can, I shop women's, right? Like,
yes, but I want people to start learning, and my kids, are millennials. They, and I want their kids one day to just live in a space where you shop.
Yep.
Just shop and live in that world. And I think it's a far better world to live in. We say that kids are not born with bias, and we're creating that. And I think we got to stop.
Exactly.
So we create that, and we just, for everything, we just got to stop. And so I love what you're doing. I love I love Linda for always putting me in a position to meet the coolest people. And so we will circle back. I will see you soon in New York.
Absolutely.
We'll have a drink.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
Love
you.
chatting always. So
All right. See you
talk again
soon.
soon.
Bye.